Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We have a very interesting story for you today about some brave soldiers who saved a dog's life from a fire. We can only imagine what it must have been like for that dog. Let's see how this story began. A group of men in uniform were just hanging out when they heard a commotion outside. They looked through the window and saw people running around in a panic. They had no idea what was going on, but they quickly realized it was something serious. The soldiers sprang into action right away. You're about to see them do something incredibly heroic. The soldiers ran outside to see what was happening and soon realized there was a major fire in one of the buildings in their base. Flames were shooting up into the air and thick smoke was covering the entire area. The building was fully engulfed and it didn't look like anything could be done to stop the blaze. But these soldiers weren't about to give up. As they stood there watching, they suddenly noticed a small dog trapped on a second-floor balcony. It was a little Chihuahua mix, and it was surrounded by flames. If the soldiers didn't do something fast, the poor pup would be dead within minutes. But thankfully, they were able to get inside the burning building. It wasn't easy. There was so much smoke that they could barely see, and the heat was intense too. But they pressed on because they knew what was at stake. This dog's life was in their hands, and they weren't going to let her down. These brave soldiers searched everywhere for the dog, but they couldn't find her anywhere. They started to lose hope, thinking she must have gotten away. But then they heard a small whimper coming from inside the building. It was faint, but they were able to locate the source. They found the dog hiding between some boxes, and she was scared out of her mind. The soldiers tried to calm her down and told her everything would be all right. Then they carefully carried her outside to safety. When the soldiers first arrived, people thought the dog was a goner. The building was too far gone, and there was no way they'd be able to save it. But thankfully, they were wrong. The dog was alive and well, and she owed her life to these heroes. Many people were impressed by the soldiers' bravery. They put their own lives on the line to save this dog. And in the end, it all paid off. Everyone was happy that she was okay. But what happened next was even more surprising. After the soldiers saved the dog, they didn't think much of it. They had done their good deed for the day, and now they could go home and relax. But they were wrong. News of their heroism spread quickly, and soon they were being interviewed left and right. People wanted to know every detail, and the soldiers were happy to share. They didn't do it for the fame, but it was nice to be recognized nonetheless. The soldiers also received many gifts from people all over the country. They got food, money, and even a brand new fire truck. It was amazing how much support they received. But perhaps the best part was that the dog was okay. She made a full recovery and went on to live a happy life. She even became a local celebrity and appeared on TV shows and in magazines. So what kind of dog was this anyway? It was a small Chihuahua mix, and she was only a few years old. She didn't have a name when the soldiers found her, so they started calling her Lucky, and lucky she was. The soldiers said that when they first found Lucky, she was cowering in the corner. She was clearly scared, but she was also very sweet. They could tell she had a loving heart despite everything she had been through. After Lucky was rescued, she stayed with the soldiers for a while. They took care of her and gave her plenty of love and attention. They also worked with animal experts to help her adjust to life after the fire. Lucky eventually found her forever home with one of the soldiers. He adopted her and named her Hope. It was a perfect match. The soldier who adopted Lucky said he was drawn to her from the moment he saw her. He knew he had to save her, and he's glad he did. He said that Lucky is the most loyal and loving dog he could ask for. And it's clear that Lucky feels the same way about her adoptive father. She's always by his side, and she loves to go on walks and play fetch. After the fire, Lucky became a local celebrity. She appeared on TV shows and in magazines, and she even met the mayor. But she never forgot the brave soldiers who saved her life. In fact, she often goes to events with the soldiers to show her appreciation. She knows that they are her heroes, and she's not afraid to show it. The soldiers said that rescuing Lucky was the most rewarding experience of their careers. They knew that they had made a difference in her life, and that's all that matters. The soldiers also said that they couldn't have done it without each other. They worked seamlessly as a team, and their bravery knew no bounds. Now, if you're wondering, the fire was eventually put out, but not before causing extensive damage to the building. No one was hurt, though, which was a relief. An investigation into the cause of the fire was launched, but the results were inconclusive. It's possible that it was an accident, but we may never know for sure. After the fire, the soldiers were hailed as heroes. They were given awards and commendations from the top brass. But they said that they were just doing their jobs. They knew that they had to save the dog, and that's what they did. They didn't need any recognition, but it was nice to be appreciated nonetheless. The soldiers also said that they couldn't believe how much attention Lucky got. She's a brave little dog who deserves all the love she gets. They knew that she was special from the moment they saw her, and they're glad that she found a loving home. If you've made it this far, then you must really love feel-good stories about dogs. Well, if you want to see another one, click here.